Did you know that nearly 1 in 4 people have been in a relationship with a manipulator at some point in their lives? It's shocking, right? But what's even more unsettling is that many don't even realize they're being manipulated until it's too late. Manipulators often work behind the scenes, turning your world upside down while making you think everything is normal. You might feel confused, guilty, or even like you're walking on eggshells, but what you're really dealing with is a person using mind games to control you. In this video, we'll uncover the key signs that you're in a relationship with a manipulator. From the sweet charm of love bombing to the cold silence of emotional abuse, we'll break down the tactics that manipulators use to get into your head. Stick around for real, actionable steps you can take to protect yourself and find your way back to happiness. It's time to stop feeling stuck and start feeling in control again. Chapter 1: The Illusion of Control. How manipulators paint a perfect picture. You've probably met someone who seemed perfect in the beginning. Charming, attentive, and full of surprises. But after a while, you start to notice something isn't right. Manipulators are masters of creating an illusion of control, often disguising it as care or protection. At first, it feels like they're looking out for you, but in reality, they're just establishing dominance. They will tell you that they know what's best for you, and you might even begin to doubt your own judgment. According to Dr. George Simon, a psychologist who specializes in manipulative behavior, manipulators use the perfect partner act to lure you into submission. They make you feel lucky to be with them, so when they start to take control, you're already emotionally invested. It's subtle at first, but soon you may realize that every decision revolves around their needs and wants. The key here is to recognize that control disguised as care isn't real love. When you find yourself making excuses for them, it's time to take a step back. Chapter 2: Gaslighting. Is your reality being twisted? One of the most insidious tactics a manipulator can use is gaslighting. This is when they twist your reality so much that you start questioning your own thoughts and memory. At first, it may seem like harmless disagreements, but soon you begin doubting whether your perception of events is accurate. In fact, studies show that gaslighting can cause long-term mental distress, and in extreme cases, even lead to anxiety and depression. Gaslighters may tell you that you're too sensitive or making things up. Over time, this leads to confusion and self-doubt. Dr. Robin Stern, in her book The Gaslight Effect, says that the most dangerous part of gaslighting is how it wears you down emotionally, leaving you vulnerable to manipulation. You may even start apologizing for things that never happened. If you feel like you're constantly walking on eggshells, questioning what's real, it might be time to reassess the relationship. Chapter 3: Love Bombing. When sweet words turn into chains. If you've ever been overwhelmed by affection early on in a relationship, you might have experienced love bombing. It's a manipulator's way of reeling you in by showering you with compliments, gifts, and affection to make you feel special. While love and affection are normal in any relationship, when it feels too intense too soon, it can be a red flag. Love bombing is often used to establish control and create dependency. Research from the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology suggests that manipulators use rapid emotional attachment as a way to bind you to them. This tactic works by making you feel like you're in the best relationship of your life, only for things to shift dramatically later on. When the affection fades, you're left feeling insecure, unsure of your value, and constantly seeking their approval. If your partner's affection seems like it's part of a grand scheme, it's not genuine, it's manipulation. Healthy love grows gradually, not in a whirlwind. If you're finding these tips helpful, make sure to hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for more insights on how to protect yourself from manipulative behaviors. Chapter 4: Silent Treatment. The manipulator's cold weapon. The silent treatment is another tool manipulators use to gain control. It's not just about giving you the cold shoulder, it's a deliberate attempt to make you feel isolated, helpless, and guilty. When someone refuses to speak to you, it can trigger anxiety and desperation in the victim, causing them to over-apologize or beg for attention. A 2015 study published in Personal Relationships found that the silent treatment can be more damaging than outright criticism because it undermines a person's self-worth and emotional security. Manipulators use this tactic to punish you, making you feel like you did something wrong, even when you didn't. The longer the silence drags on, the more vulnerable you become. It's important to recognize that the silent treatment is a form of emotional abuse meant to control your actions and feelings. If you find yourself constantly trying to fix things after being ignored, it's time to confront the behavior. Chapter 5: Playing the Victim. When they flip the script on you, manipulators are often skilled at flipping the script, making themselves out to be the victim in every situation. They deflect blame, refuse accountability, and turn any conflict into a story of their suffering. This tactic not only shifts the responsibility off them but also triggers feelings of guilt in you. According to Dr. Paul Hauck, author of The Art of Selfishness, manipulators thrive on this strategy because it keeps you focused on their emotions, while ignoring your needs. They might say things like, "I'm always the one who gets hurt," or "You never think about how this affects me." Eventually, you may start questioning whether you're being too harsh or selfish. This emotional confusion keeps you tied to them, thinking it's your responsibility to make things right. Recognizing this pattern is essential for breaking free from manipulation. If you're always apologizing, even when you're not at fault, it's a sign that the manipulator is using your empathy against you. Chapter 6: Breaking Free, Reclaiming Your Power and Happiness. Recognizing the signs of manipulation is the first step to reclaiming your happiness. It's easy to get caught up in the cycle of manipulation, especially when emotions are involved, but it's essential to regain control of your own life. Start by setting clear boundaries and sticking to them. You don't owe anyone an explanation for your needs or feelings. Practicing self-care and building a support network are key to healing. According to a study by the American Psychological Association, people who have strong support systems are more likely to recover from emotional abuse. If you've been manipulated, it's vital to trust your instincts and lean into your self-worth. You are not obligated to stay in a relationship that takes away your peace. Sometimes, the best way to move forward is to walk away. Healing isn't immediate, but each step toward independence brings you closer to the happiness you deserve. In the words of Dr. Henry Cloud, boundaries define you. They define what is you and what is not you. Embrace your power, and take back control of your happiness. Thanks for watching. If you found these tips useful, don't forget to subscribe for more content on how to protect yourself from toxic relationships and create a happier life. You deserve to be in a relationship that makes you feel whole and valued.